Hey guys, today I want to show you a game that I feel is like criminally underrated. It only has about 500 reviews on Steam. This is an 2D action roguelike with Diablo 4 style loot that I just got my hands on recently. It just came out in 1.0. And I will tell you that after I played it once, I basically nonstop played it for like 5 hours. And it is a banger. So it turns out, in my opinion, the Diablo 3/4 loot system, more so 4, I think, works better in this type of game than it does an actual, like, typical ARPG. So, for example, our Storm Spear here that I'm going to be using changes it so that our Lightning Spear attack does other things. It spawns extra attacks, and it has different ranges, so we can find multiples of it. The game also has a decent talent tree for each character. I'd say it's comparable, again, to Diablo 4. It seems like they very much modeled it after that. You have, like, your basic attacks, and then you have your... Or, no. Basics are down here. This is the skill we're going to be using, Lightning Spear, like, the whole run. And then you have, like, your attacks that consume your resource, and then you have, like, your defensive type stuff, and then you have your special ones, and then you have an ultimate. So, very Diablo 4 inspired. But it also is in very much roguelike form. So for this run, I'm just going to start. I have not beat the game yet. I've gotten to the end boss once. He killed me. It's kind of a crazy fight. The game gets wild at the end, but starts off kind of slow. I'll show you guys as we go. Let's go ahead and take this Elixir of Will. There's a lot of progression here, a lot of meta progression. So kind of how it works is the further you get each run increases the max item level of your gear. So, like, I just spent all my stuff gambling, and all of that resource I spent gambling, which is, if you look at the bottom right of the screen right now, there's gold, and then below that there's your, like, your meta progression resource. All of that rolls at the max level that you could possibly get, or like close to that max level. And then the actual, like, levels themselves are very much, I don't know, I guess you could call it Dead Cells-y, but I feel like the combat's slower. There's probably other games that's more accurate that I just maybe haven't played. But, okay, so we got a level, right? So now we're going to go over to our skill menu. I'm going to get Lightning Spear, and this is going to change things. So that's going to auto-bind to our basic attack, and now we're going to start doing significantly more damage, and we have a chance to proc stuff, and we're going to be very powerful. And then once you clear a stage, you get an option. And I think what this game is really good at is the pacing of stuff. So we get to choose from currency or soul gem. Currency is money and meta progression. Soul gem is just like some type of stat buff. We're playing the new character that came out in 1.0. It's a dex character. Core skill damage doesn't matter. Strength kind of doesn't matter. Maximum life is okay, I guess. There's percent bonuses. This game also has a synergy system in the relics that we will find, which is a big part of it. So, like, there's layers and layers of stuff going on. We will, if I hit the right button here, go over to this, and so now whenever we hit with Lightning Spear, we gain 1 stack of Ferocity. The goal is to get to crackling, not, it says cracking. I feel like it should be crackling, but whatever. The goal is to get to that part of Lightning Spear. One good thing I've noticed too about this spell is that I played most of the game, like my first several hours on the Spellblade character, before I even knew you could change characters, like at the camp at the start. And a lot of his attacks didn't really, we don't have a key. A lot of his attacks didn't really track very well. And not that hers really do either, but they have a little bit of aiming to them. All right, so area is complete. We can just go to the end, but we want to pick up all the chests if we can. Oh, there's a key there. We'll use the key later. All right, advanced soul gem versus an artifact. Normally, I like artifacts really early because these can be crazy stuff, but taking an advanced soul gem could be great if we hit something good. Like, basic skill damage by 20% is crazy because this whole run, all we're trying to do is buff this ability here. And we'll take other skills that will improve that. So now that was like the first area, right? So now we're gonna get the shop zone. which we can buy keys, we could buy potions, we could buy new gear. This is more so helpful earlier on, I feel like. There's a chef that you'll unlock. A lot of these things are like you have to finish a run or two. All right, so then these are artifacts you can get. We rolled all commons, that's fine. You can also re-roll this guy, but it costs money. And then this guy lets you add extra points to skills. So if we see anything for our basic attack, we'll take it, but otherwise not gonna use it. So what we're looking for here is, specifically there's some synergies that are lightning based that kind of go crazy. So I'm gonna reroll once here and see if we find anything. All right, intelligence up by 5, attack power, that's talent. So talent's pretty good early synergy-wise because we would just get like scaling early. Like, pretty good. Also, if you'll note, the last effect on all of these synergies are absurd stats. Like, the talent one is increase the level of all skills by 10. Of elements, it's plus 80% damage. Elements is something we want. I think I'm okay with taking Pledge of Intelligence for now. Just being fine with it. We don't really need to do anything else. Money actually matters because at the very end of a run, you are able to upgrade some of the relics you have. All right, so this is another thing you unlock. This guy's going to give you some special thing that gives you an extra synergy. If you want it, getting an early talent one is good, but Prayer of Punishment is literally what we're after. So it's whenever you hit with a basic skill, Thunderbolt falls down, hits enemies, and it spreads. Getting this maxed out is like 100% what we're after. You do have to hit the requirement for it, though. We need 2 points. All right, so then we'll go here. This part's really weird. I don't... That whole menu screen feels kind of funky. Like, it doesn't progress right. And there's also doesn't seem to be a way to skip levels, which seems like a weird oversight to me. If I had to complain about one thing. The combat is very deliberate. Max potion inventory up by 2 is good. So this is like just... There's so many choices you get to make in this game. It's sick. Actually, 50% increased max life is insane. And we don't really care about resources, so... Seems good. But the bosses go from like very simple to like Souls-like chaos. And we'll pick up loot along the way. There's a good dodge. You could double jump, you could dodge and all that stuff. So now we're gonna go over to here. I wish you could... I feel like some of the menu navigation is kind of whack, honestly, but I wouldn't touch this game with a keyboard. Man, that might be the biggest complaint for Steam, is like, this is a controller game for sure. All right, so we take Cracking Lightning Spear. Now, mind you, I still am fairly-ish new to the game, I think, comparatively, because as far as I know, this game has like 15 difficulty levels if you want to like go super far into it. Gladiator's throwing daggers, sure. But I'm... Hopefully we can beat the game today. Like, I tried this build out once, and I got to the very end, so I figured, hey, let's try it one more time now that I know what I'm doing, and we can look for the right things early. Which seems to be working okay. Let's go for an artifact. Maybe we get something. This does have talent on it. For every 15 enemies you kill, your dex is increased by 1. So dex is our main stat, so it's kind of really, really good. So I don't see a reason not to take it. And then again, we'll go back to our skill screen to level up. Now, we could go after some other spell here. I don't know what other spell I want to take, to be honest with you guys. I had tried the lightning one last time, but I didn't think that really mattered. So I'm just going to keep buffing our basic attack for now. But yeah, I didn't want to compare it to Dead Cells because the combat is much slower. It definitely feels like those older Castlevania games, like Symphony of Night type, like the Nintendo handheld consoles that I can't think of the name of right now. The early ones, like the Game Boy SP and all that stuff, Game Boy Advance. That's the way the combat feels. And I personally love that. I know it might be like... a little bit to get used to, admittedly. Also, this video is not sponsored. I know I'm gonna hyping this game up because I just really enjoy it. But, yeah, I just wanted to point that out first. I'm gonna keep pumping our basic skill. Like, I don't care about anything else right now. We don't need to be pressing any other buttons. It'll be enough. And now, part of the reason this looks so easy is because of how far I've progressed in the game. Alright, so gold gain. Gold gain's okay. Maximum resource cost, luck, about. No, none of those help. Critical hit chance. On critical hit, damage, your attacks to deal 15% increased damage. I mean, that's not bad. It's not what we want to be doing. It is a higher rarity one, so it's worth more when we eventually break it, which is very likely. Which I think could be good. I think some of the translations, some of the wording is a little funky too, definitely. We're gonna blow this guy to pieces though. Like the first run, this thing killed me. But that's not gonna be the case now. Because he's dead. Because he's dead. Because I know what I'm doing and like the combined gear and whatnot. So we got and every time you beat a boss, you get a legendary item, basically. So this thing rolled a gear 20, increases damage dealt to enemies by 21%. That's actually what I'm using in this slot. So if we compare, also it has a weird, this game does a really weird thing where I can't figure out how to compare the second ring. Oh, I actually can't put it on though, because this ring has increased lightning damage, which I crafted onto it. All these purple effects that you see, I added on. And I tried to gamble for a unique belt, but I just have not found one. So maybe we'll get one here. I've also found that like double jumping, dashing like this is a little bit faster. Maybe there's some abilities that let me move a little bit faster as this character as well. There's also a Berserker class who I haven't played, who I want to try out, but I'm going to try and win first. So then we go back to this like shop area, and it kind of repeats like this, like two like random enemy floors. Sometimes there's, you know, like elites or whatnot, but most of the time it's just a bunch of dudes, and then a boss, and then back to shopping. Increase your intelligence for every honestly, we could try and lean into that. Oh, wait a second. This is elements and fury. We do have 5,000. I can buy both. So one thing I also didn't mention, it's fairly important. If we go over here to items, we can only have, what is this? 8. We can have 9 different relics total. So you don't get to just take everything you want. I had a run where I had basically infinite gold generation, but it didn't matter because I couldn't cash in on it. And you get more essences. Those are like throughout the runs. Penetrating spear. Okay, I probably should have looked at that to make sure there was nothing there, but we're good to go. I don't think we're going to have any trouble till we get up to like the Black Plateau. Well, trouble's relative, I guess. But anyways, I'll just keep hyping up this game. But yeah, I like, as you progress, like when you start the game, these are not easy. You're not one-shotting these guys. And I assume, and I may be wrong about this, but I suspect once you beat the game and you go up in difficulty, I will go back to not one-shotting these guys. So, obviously, the longevity of this game really depends on how good and how varied the loot grind is. But the core system and the core gameplay experience is just absolutely dynamite. I don't know where I'm going here, but naturally to the place where the key. I guess we should level up. And again, not being able to just jump to a skill up here is kind of annoying, but it's fine. We're gonna, our whole goal is to max out our basic attack here. I did also find, and I don't know if it was a bug, but there was a relic I had later on, or some type of thing. I'll take currency here. Gold matters. Being able to buy stuff rather than a random artifact. There was a essence or something that increased the level of my basic skills, but it didn't like overcap my basic attack like I thought it was going to, and as such it ended up like being a little disappointing. So that's why I'm just like leveling this all the way right now. So, you know, if you're at this point in the video and you're like, oh, I just want to see it get difficult or something, I'd probably jump ahead like 20 minutes. But you just want to stay and hang out, leave it on the background, I appreciate it. And if you're doing that, you like this, you like the reviews, and I guess you call this a like Let's Play review. I don't know what the hell content I'm making at this point. Yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. What's happening here? Oh, I'm full artifact or currency. We'll take artifact this time. Rainbow Pendant. Attack speed by 12. You deal 5% more damage to enemies for every 1 synergy type you have active. That's actually kind of sick. Excavation's good. Oh, there's 2 things here. Fury 3. Maximum resource. No, that's for mastery skills. Okay, I'm going to take the Rainbow Pendant. And we'll just... 4% attack speed's pretty good. Get another skill level up here. Could go with some of these. Now, these are different per character, but they all have kind of the same feel, I would say. All right, so we're all the way up here if we want. We can get Ice Wolves. We can get Earthquake. Get Lightning. We don't really need more lightning stuff. That's kind of the thing. I think we want a support type thing. So let's see. Hitting an enemy while in Power of the Wild, which is this ability, has a 10% chance to stun them. When you cast it, you've hit enemies with vulnerable for 3.5 seconds. That's really good. What are other ones? Focus. While in focus, movement speed increases by 20 and critical damage increased by 15%. Evasion is up. Skill cooldown, no. Hunting traps. Let's see. When casting an assistant skill, activate a barrier. These are assistant skills, right? Let's go. Okay, so we're going to go Power of the Wild. It's going to auto go to left button, or L1, or what have you. And yeah, we're just going to lean into that. So I think this is next boss. Should be Creepy Spider. Arachnophobia warning. But don't worry, we're going to exterminate it quite quickly here. So like I said, these things are not scaling to my current power. These things are static. And that's why it blew up. But if you're having trouble progressing, it is giving you better stuff, right? So like, we still got a new unique out of this. When you have 50% or fewer combat resources, skill resource, okay, I mean, that's neat, but not anything for this build that we're going for. But that doesn't mean that, like, might want something different in the future. All right, next is Stolen Monastery. I think this is where the boss kind of picks up in what they do. Or might be the one after this. Okay, so we don't need anything. Well, I don't think she sells uniques. She does sell keys, but I'm kind of not super high on keys. All right, so this gives us no synergies. This also gives us no synergies. This also gives us no synergies. Attack power, cold damage. None of those really. Spark joy. I will restock though. Legendary artifact. Attack power up by 45%. Experience gain up by 15%. It's also a talent and elements. So it's literally, this is everything we wanted. The interpretation of magic. It puts our talent at 4. So increases strength, dex, intelligence by 20% when the highest of those stats is 50 or higher. Yep. And whenever hitting with a basic skill with the attribute 3 times, deal the same attribute damage to a basic skill of... See, I don't know what the hell that means, but it sounds good. So I'm just going to take it. There is a Mirror of Soul Liberation, which I just like the name of. but that seems like that was as good as that could have possibly gone. And if we look our stats, we got 85 strength, 70 dex. Yeah, we're cooking. 90 vit. We get 515 HP, which isn't bad. One of my runs, ended up with like a tank build, but I ran into the problem where I just couldn't kill the enemies because they didn't do enough damage. Or there was a specific boss who just like couldn't do anything against. And this, I think this stage gets me to one of my problems with the game. I think here's where it starts to pick up. Not so much this one specifically, but it's starting to show now. As you progress in these rooms in between, there are stronger monsters. But in addition to stronger monsters, there are just more. And it gets to the point later on where some of the rooms just feel like they go on forever. And it kind of messes up with the pace, which I feel like is the highlight of the game, especially early on. I'm gonna soul gem and hope we hit basic skill. Okay. I can't imagine we take anything over it. Dex is great. We are a revenant, so increases our damage and whatnot, but core skill damage is all we're after. We have 2 skill points, so I think we know this is going down to here, and this, so we inflict vulnerable, and then we're going to go over to the other side of that tree to get the thing that gives us barrier when we activate it. That's kind of that was the whole point of this. Have some sort of life steal, sustain. I don't think DPS ends up being the problem here if everything... Oof. Those attacks were coming. I think we got hit for the first time just then, or felt like it. I bet there's an achievement for not getting hit. Feels like that type of game. But yeah, honestly, if they could just like remove just quite how many enemies there are and maybe increase the XP you get from the ones to make it the equivalent of how much it currently is, because it feels like the balance is right, you know? I think it would greatly improve the game. But like overall, I'm having a blast. I played this exclusively on Steam Deck prior to this, and it was just complete banger. I could spend hours and hours and hours and hours getting through it. All right, we're gonna go advanced soul gem. Maybe hit core skill again if we're lucky. Armor's not bad. I don't actually know which is better between all resistances and armor. Defense, armor. It does reduce magic damage. Reduces all fire damage taken, applies at 50% to resistance values. Okay. So what's more important then? 30 armor or 10%? I'm gonna take 10% all resistances. I don't actually know. And then again, we have skills. Oh, we got to our ultimates. We could just play a bunch of ultimates, but for now, I think I'd like to go with protection rune. Maybe we should take an ultimate. What do we want to try? Deal damage to enemies in area equal to 550% of attack power. Blast the Ice Wolf is summoned, dealing cold damage. Lightning Feather Storm is pretty good, but I don't really think we need it. So this guy inflicts vulnerable, which is good. What does this guy do? He stuns. When the bear is summoned, activate barrier and that absorbs 15% of maximum life for 5 seconds. Okay, you know what? Let's go with that one. That seems good. All right, so now we have the bear, and I will activate him this next fight. Yeah, there's just this game gives you so many choices, and I really, really appreciate that. I can't believe there's no teleport to get past these early things though. Oh yeah, this guy is Well, because he flies, he's kind of annoying. There is story to all of these the first time you see him, but... Oh, okay. Well, that's what the bear does. It doesn't matter. He's dead. Like I said, we're vastly overpowered for the early game here. Ooh, Hunter's Claw. He did give us a weapon, though. Expand the area effect of claw attacking, allowing you to claw a longer area in front of you and doubling your energy charge. Okay. That's kind of cool. That's for a different build, obviously, so, like, probably wouldn't use that now. But in the future. In the future. Yeah, it feels like there should be a shortcut from... If you look at the map, that first town... Seems like there should be a back door to the other one, and there isn't. I don't know why. Let's just sell some of these things. Mind you, you are selling for meta progression stuff. You are not selling for gold. That helps during the run. Artifact time. Fruit of Growth. So one thing I don't know about the game, and if any of you guys have played it, and maybe want to comment on it. I don't know if this persists. Like, increase your max life, maximum resource by 10 for every 15 enemies killed, up to 10 times. It's great, whatever. Does that persist after you like remove that artifact from yourself? That's my real question. We're gonna reroll here. We have 6,600. Hell yeah, brother. Lightning damage up, attack power up, punishment. Exactly what we're after. No. Lightning Feather Storm. No. Okay, I'm good. Like, you could also buy food at the cook, but this part's so easy it doesn't matter, right? Like, we're just a monster. So activating that next synergy really makes a difference here, because now we're basically smiting people. And it seems awfully good. I don't know how good this would be on max difficulty or something, but for the first attempt at winning the game, it seems pretty good. Also got 2 scaling artifacts. I mean, that's another thing too. Do the scaling artifacts persist after we take them off? Which there's a good chance we will take them off later. But really, I mean, the game's just fun. Like, that's my thing. The game's just fun. All right. Try and fish for an artifact here. Ooh, Holy Lightning Rod is the truth. Attack power, crit hit damage, and basic skill has a 50% chance to apply Jolted, plus it adds to the punishment thing. There is the alternative of taking the Blessed Rosary that does wow, it does do a lot of stuff for us. Crit hit damage, attacking enemy has a 50% chance to increase our stats, and it puts balance into active, gets us closer to talent 6. We don't really, I mean, momentum's pretty good. How many slots do I have left? 1? Oh, we have to start cutting after the next one too. That's gross. All right, so first things first, let's upgrade this. Barrier, stun, now I take the barrier. Casting an ultimate skill, 5% chance to restore life by 5%. That's actually useful. We'll take Predators of the Battlefield. Man, this is a hard choice. Maybe we try and go for talent here. The only problem is, like, balance 2 is crazy, right? Getting punishment to 4 is super important as well. I'm gonna take the Rosary. Figure it out. I don't know. We have many more choices. You're allowed to switch things out. It's not locked in, thankfully. I have not maxed out the talent synergy yet, so maybe 10 levels to our basic attack is good enough that it doesn't even matter. Wait, what? I'm confused because I thought I activated the ult sooner, but the barrier popped up. Just seems very weird. Yeah, like does the game need that many enemies? Maybe it does. Ow, what a dick. I know things gotta life tax you, right? But at some point. Like, come on. Alright, so this can go to 15% damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna bump that up. Oh, we have another skill. Okay. Points into it. Okay. Since we already have max artifacts, and we're gonna be picky about our artifacts in the future, we take gold and resources now. So that in shop situations, we're able to pick. Alright, we have a boss here. This is actually, I think, the first boss who's legitimately difficult to dodge all of his attacks. We should just blow him up, though. Yeah. Yeah. That like, earth shockwave thing he was doing is very frustrating. Alright, now we go to the Temple of Light. But more importantly, we get to do our shopping. We are very quickly approaching where the game gets spicy. Yeah. What is this? Cooldown reduction, attack hits. When you have 120 more resources, have a... No, that doesn't do anything. Bleeding. Meh. Reroll. Azure Flame Candle. That's for fire damage. Resource generation. Attack power. Actually, let's look over here just to make sure. Okay, nothing too fancy. We'll roll again. Attack power up. Basic skill hit has a 50% chance to inflict shield. That isn't terrible. The other things on it we don't really care about. Nothing there and nothing there. How many rerolls do I want to spend on this? Blessed Power. Nope. Hunter's Feather. I think we want Hunter's Feather for sure. Attack power increases by 10%. Attacking enemies in the jolted state has 30% chance to increase critical strike chance for 5 seconds with increase of 12%. It has a 30% chance to increase critical strike chance by 12% for 5 seconds, but it also has magic fusion and punishment attached. The question is, what are we abandoning when we place it? Is it the Spectre's Hand? Is it this rainbow pendant? It might just be the rainbow pendant. Oh, actually, it's probably just the broken shackles. Yeah, that's fine, I think. So buy this. We lose 1 fury. Which isn't great, but also doesn't really matter. And now we can just destroy that. Okay. Off we go. Well, I mean, we could re-roll one more time. I'm gonna be real greedy. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Mark of Judgment goes crazy. That's... Yeah, I think we actually have to take this. Now it's trickier. So we lose an elements here, which isn't great. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's got the same things. That's why. Blessed Rosary. I really don't want to have talent down. Balance down? Man, balance is good too. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Maybe elements goes down here? Yeah, probably. Okay. Enemies in the jolted state are taking damage. That'll do for now. You know what I should have done? I probably should have bought some keys. Bought a couple keys, but that's okay. Being lazy. Oh, right, we get a new thing here. When you take damage, all resistances are increased. Maximum barrier increased. Maximum potion inventory is decreased by 1. Maximum barrier, I'm not really doing this. Reroll it. Basic skill damage increased by 150%. All other skills except basic skill cannot be leveled higher than 1. Okay. Okay. That seems quite good for what we're doing. Yeah, things just die now. See, now there's like 27 enemies. You see it under the map, how many enemies there are to kill. It's just so much. And we're one-shotting them. Whoa, 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 whoa. He tried. Oh, we leveled up. We're also getting intelligence and dex for, like, killing stuff. Kind of sick. Dead. You're dead. Break. Break. Come on. Sometimes it's weird because certain things you'll grab onto the ledges and other things you won't. There's a chest over here. Yeah. I don't know the need to put chests so far out of the way like that. It really just extends the time for no reason. There's one enemy. Bastard. He's gonna be at the bottom and we have to come back up. That sucks. Gonna be some guy. Oh, there it is. On the map. It does show you on the map. I'm just blind. Wouldn't just die like the rest. Had to be special. All right, we have another skill. Well, everything's capped at 1 now, so those points were wasted, but that's all right. Take extra movement speed. Currency versus advanced soldium. It's an easy pick. Skill points by 2. Basic skill damage by 20. I can't imagine that. Cannot imagine it. So far, the run's going pretty good, I think. And one of the things is, at the end of the run, one of the things you can do when you upgrade your relics is increase the amount of synergy bonus they give you. So even if we end up with, like, 5 talent or whatever, we could very easily have 6 going into the final boss gauntlet. And it is kind of a gauntlet, I think, if I recall correctly. I can't remember if it was, like, 2 or 3 bosses in a row, but it was not messing around, for sure. Definitely saw that guy. Yeah, it might be this map specifically that's the most frustrating. It's just like, this place is too big for how many enemies there are. Yeah, I didn't bring any key. My bad. Now, I will say, like, my first time through here was a little difficult.
One guy remains again. Get up. Get up. So much. So much for just one guy. Advanced currency. Yeah, well, I'll take that. 4,000 gold seems pretty good. And I guess we shall level up to get some other type of ult benefit here. 5% chance to restore life. Increase evasion rate by 5% doesn't seem so bad. I could just put a bunch of ults on the bar. I don't think you're limited to one. This guy's a dickhole. For sure. One of the more frustrating enemies to, like, dodge his attacks and, like, also hit. And then he transforms, and then we're gonna just blast him to shit, because he's a little bit easier to hit in this form. It's that first half that's really frustrating. To me. To me. Acquired Clara's hood again. Now, I do wonder if there's more uniques in higher difficulties, because right now it does feel like I'm finding a lot of repeats, and that is a problem. There's a big story moment right here, but I've already obtained that thing, so we'll just pass. So we'll get this. Now our ults do all the things, and like I mentioned before, we are finally at the Black Plateau. The things are a little different here. Attack power increased by 50. No, I don't want to do that. All skill damage up, crit hit chance. No. Armor decreased. What is our crit hit damage? What is our crit chance? Is 25? Is 9%? Okay. Okay. We'll drop some armor and buff our crit chance by a significant amount. And we're back here. Thankfully, these people are able to keep up with us. Alright, what do we got? This one's neat early on. Don't really do anything here. Will of Forlorn Hope. Nope. Attack power increased by 10%. Each artifact you destroy increases your max life by 10. This one can be good, for sure. Oh, like I said before, I should check this. Although I don't. Matters. Rerolling. Chilling Arrowhead. Your basic attack has a 25% chance to send 3 cold shards flying. Enemies hit by the cold shards take 30% damage as cold and are chilled. That is... oof. Awfully tempting. Attack power by 25% is a lot. And basic skills slinging cold shards is not nothing. The question is, where could I realistically put it and not suffer? So the worst thing we have is probably this, which would drop our talent by 1, but that doesn't matter. We're allowed to drop our talent by 1. It would keep our elements the same, which unfortunately would not trigger the ability. But I do think it's worth trying. So let's drop that. I'll destroy it, and then we'll roll again. What is this hat? Wow. This is really good, but it's really not for what we're doing. I feel like that's the thing. The maximum potion inventory is fixed to 1. Every time you directly attack enemies 10 times, lifesteal. Oh, I don't like that. It has no synergies. Gross. One more reroll. Shadow Eating Artifact. Attack power-ups. Attack speed up. When you destroy an artifact, all damage you deal is increased to enemies by 3% up to 50 times. Oh man, that's good, but also not really good. What is this? When you acquire this artifact, it changes the harmony of all artifacts you possess for the first time to a random harmony. Does harmony mean synergy? I don't know what that means. Wait, when you acquire this artifact, I don't know. I have no idea what that does. I'm not gonna mess with it. I think we're on good pace right now. Let's just keep going. We should be in pretty good shape, I think. Now we gotta kill 40 enemies, but this map isn't as bad. It's an angry bear. Having the chilling effect is certainly not nothing attached to the basic attack. There's certainly a world where like synergies are not as important as the powerful relics. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what's optimal here. This seems very strong, what we're doing right now. This feels quite good. Advanced Soul Gem is probably the answer here. Intelligence up, skill points by 2, maximum resource. Increased skill damage by 1. Spellblade gets a bonus. I mean, it would be 1% for all resistances, but we can just take 2 skill points and then like do something else with it. Like I don't know. We'll find something. We'll find a skill here. Using a dash or triggering dodge increases your damage to enemies. Not bad. Spirit of Ferocity is actually good. Because we do get 1 stack every time we hit with lightning things, so I could just buff that up. That's fine. Obviously, we could be taking other skills, but I'm not really trying to... I'm not trying to complicate this just yet. Clearly, our basic combo here is really getting the job done. Really getting the job done. All right, so it looks like there's like some respawns. Yeah, I guess. And then we get the bubble there. It's nice. I should probably just heal. That way we're full life. Also 729. It's not a bad number. Area completed. We got a level, but I'm just going to try and wait. Do multiple levels at once. Could peek at an artifact. But again, I think with what we're trying to do, we want more money to spend at the very end. Upgrading artifacts is super expensive. Yeah, guys, this game is it's just a blast. That's that's really just the end of it. Oh, it's this guy. His design is so badass. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to kill him. He's really annoying. And now he transforms to look even more badass, like a freaking nameless king dude. But rather than deal with the mechanics, we will just kill him. And we'll drink our potion. We got a smoke dagger. It's kind of self-explanatory what that was for. All right, burial ground. I see there's 2 alternating paths. I don't really know how that works because I haven't felt like there's any alternating paths, but you never know. All right, so let's get rid of this. Just sell these. Honestly, just sell anything that's not legendary, because you can break up legendary for their pieces. Because you can turn rares into legendary. Talent and elements. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. XP gain, I'm less interested in, right? I guess it could just straight up replace something. Like, what is this doing? Sensor of intelligence? It could just replace that. I think that's fair. Frozen shackles. Cooldown reduction, damage to shield enemies. I mean, this is good, but not what we're after here. Oath of Pride, Tear of the Goddess. Like, some of these I haven't even seen before. Well, one more time. Art of Negotiation, the art of the deal. That one's... This is cool, but not what we're after right now. Doctrine of Freedom. Okay. So that all just goes to waste. We'll save our money. We're still pretty strong. I think it might be time to invest in a different skill, though. This wolf freezes people. What else do we have that like does something crazy? Like, got core skills that like use our resources. Leap and claw, short leap, gain a stack of ferocity, restore energy. Nah, that's no good. Slam. You can stun enemies. Bleed. When using slap, activate barrier. Okay, what about poison? Damage dealt by the snakes. Looks vulnerable. Pursuing. Okay, you know what? Let's try the snakes. What does this look like? Okay, it's just a bullet. And we can only cast it once because it's so expensive and we have very little reason. Good to know, good to know. Into the burial ground. There's a ghost. And I'll be honest, I'm not opening the chest, basically because it would just increase the time of this. Like, it's already going to be pretty long doing a full Let's Play of this run, of this game. Of a full run, but I think if I would just play by myself, I'd probably buy like 2 keys between each floor. No, those are short range. I don't like that. Okay, maybe the snakes are ass. maybe that was a mistake. There's 26 enemies and we're at the... Yeah, see, this is the part I don't like. There's 26 enemies. We're at the end. We had to kill this last one. It's probably going to trigger some type of spawn. Very frustrating. Just because it feels unnecessary, you know? We're blasting. Clearly, I am at a state though where I should be able to beat the game, right? Like that's what we're feeling right now. I've got a legitimate build going. I have appropriate gear. I guess when I'm leveling up, I'm gaining more life, and it's not healing us, so that's why that's happening. Yeah, that sneak skill is kind of disappointing. Advanced currency is going to be the choice for sure. Also, we're getting so much resources to gamble with after this. Or upgrade our gear or whatever. I already maxed out potions, which wasn't that hard. It only took a few runs to do that. At least as far as I know, as far as I can max them out now. I don't know if after you actually defeat them, go further beyond if it's like a Diablo 2 situation where it's like, okay, time for nightmare mode. Brother. Ah, okay. The guy up there. What does this track? Oh, if it's in range, they target. I like that you can air dodge. I think that adds a lot to it. Talent, stat counting. Love to see it. Been scaling this whole time. Fair? Oh, it does hit. He's like straight vertical. That's actually going to be really good for the final boss. Without spoiling what the final boss is, like... Or at least that's what I hope the final boss is. There's another fight after what I think it is. It's going to be devastating to my morale. But having that vertical attack is going to help. Are we done? No? Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, why do we need 7 waves of enemies here? This is not great design. This is like Maple Story bullshit. Alright, so must be back down here. They just die. Everything just dies. Sick build. Sick character. Artifact, advanced soul gem. Advanced soul gem me. All resistance, max life, armor up by 30. Okay, I think we're on armor by 30 this time. We have 3 skill points. I guess since we took the first one, we might as well take this. So does it put them in when hitting enemies in vulnerable status with the snakes? When you hit enemies in vulnerable status, yeah. So this is about hitting enemies in vulnerable status, which is interesting. This lets you put enemies in vulnerable status. Okay, well, that's... Maybe the snakes will do the work themselves. They'll just put enemies in vulnerable status and then apply the poison and then do a bunch of damage for us. I don't know. I don't know what this boss was here, to be honest. I don't remember. Oh, it's Aaron Yeager. Right. Yeah, we should be fine. Rimzog, I'm sorry. He does have like some stunning knockback stuff. We're finally at a point where the enemies can somewhat compare. He's got to transition phases here, but it doesn't really matter. It was too much power at range. Too much damage. Like to heal. Let's see what you got me. Some war boots. Hunter's claws, the same one we had before. Yeah. Sure is. So that's another thing. Like, I feel like there may be a limited amount of unique, but I don't know because I haven't looked it up, and I didn't want to spoil myself. At least until we beat the game, which I plan to do right now. But first, we go over here. Hello, Mr. Dragon Knight person. Legendary arms dealer. All right, so now that you get to, if you get this far in the game, you can actually just straight up buy some legendaries with meta progression. Now, wait, damage dealt to enemies per stack increases by 5%. What does that mean? Brother, what does that mean? Also, does it say idle? Am I missing a... Hold on. Oh, I see. If... Okay. I think this character can use one-handed and two-handed weapons. That makes sense. Basically increases core script damage. No. Reduces the amount of damage you take by 15%. It's pretty good. And projectile it. Nah, the one we have is too good. We already have that thing equipped, so yeah, it's whatever. Now this guy is going to let us upgrade our stuff for a very pricey amount. And then there's this. I have no idea what this means. I have no idea what that means. This guy lets you have all of skills. All right, so we can increase hot blood to 2. This changes critical hit damage. Changes balance. Can we reroll that? The same. I don't love it. This is experience gain. This is terrible. This is balance up. Okay, we rolled bad again. Awful. Awful. Attack power up to 30% more attack power is crazy. Elements to 4. When hitting with basic skill, with the attribute, it has a 40% chance to attack nearby enemies of the same. I mean, I guess. I don't know why it says winner to 2. It's not putting winner to 2. That's a weird glitch in the game. All right, so we didn't get a ton of money there. I don't think there's another shop. And because I don't think there's another shop, we should definitely go back to this guy. We should buy this, and we should buy a couple keys. And we have a skill point here, which probably should just be another legendary. Let's take the serpent, and we'll just have that be able to put him into vulnerable. Then we can throw the poison at him and see how that goes. I think this character feels like it was modeled after that new character from Diablo 4. New-ish, you know, whatever. It was like a year ago, but whatever that character was called. All right, so this, I believe, is the final, like, gauntlet. I don't think we get another shop. At least I hope not, since I spent all my money. We did not max out any talents, but we do have some fancy relics. And we are hitting for numbers. What's in the chest? Oh, that's right. These things suck. So mostly the chests I found, they like to drop potions and they drop like rare gear, which rare gear can be fine in this game since it can turn into legendary gear. You find the right stats. Open up. All right. Some things just don't want to die. Legendary Gears 3 are an advanced soul gem. Okay. Okay, I should take the advanced soul gem to help try and win. I'm going to take the Legendary Gears. We got sorted. Resolute Vow. 18%, it's not bad. A touch of light speed in the helm. Again, a lot of redundant stuff there. All right, now the snake will apply vulnerable, which should help, in theory. All right, boss number 1 of the gauntlet. Honestly, the goal here is just to kill before it gets to be, like, we take too much damage. Do you have form too? No. Okay. Some of these guys do, some don't. Obtain legendary gear 50 times or more. I just got that achievement on Steam. Neato. It's funny how, like, depending on how you capture an OBS, that is visible to you guys or not. Yeah, the first time you do that, and then you come to this room, you're like, oh no. Because normally you get a boss. And honestly, that guy, before you're like, have better gear, like, because you get better gear from just beating him, right? Or getting to him, get better. Dickhole. He's a problem. These guys are problems too. This whole section is chaos. Which is part of the reason I wanted, like, shields in the build somehow. Since I knew we were just going to be spamming one button. I might come back to that chest. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, Williams certainly probably will. Because there's no reason not to. Also, lots of potions. Alright, what's in the box? Money and... money and meta progression, sure. Legendary Gears 1. Okay, this time we'll take the Advanced Soul Gem. Dex by 12. We have 180 strength. That feels like a mistake that I've made earlier by having strength higher than what it should have been. All right, let's see. Increase of damage. No. Yeah, sure. Is this final boss? This might be final boss. Or part 1 of final boss. Ash hat here. Oh yeah, this guy sucks. Once you get his barrier down, it's not so bad, but a lot of dodging to be done. All right, so we blew up phase 1. We're gonna get some little chatting. He's gonna tell us, I'm gonna execute him because appropriately so. He deserves it. And then bad things happen. Very bad things happen. And now I am back to where I was. My last attempt. Which is the 3-headed beast. I don't know. The Living Tribunal. Oh, I'm still jumping around while I'm... Huh. It seems like there's certain times where some are, like, actively hittable and some are not. Like, sometimes the heart's active, sometimes the heads are active. Feels like whatever we have going on right now is insane, though, because I've never done so much damage before. Wow, they didn't even get to do anything. Clear adventure difficulty for the first time. That was incredible. I know it looked easy. It was a combination of all of our relics working together for brokenness. I would recommend, if you do play this game, though, do not, like, go looking for builds and whatnot and try and figure out yourself. So this is how it ends. Successor. The will of that succession went on to stop Burnian's heart in the end. Succession has reached a completion here. It would have been better to wait for a whole heart and a restored rune of annihilation. While I couldn't become the rising sun myself, dawn has already come. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Face a new morning. A level net let you have this rune. Okay. Execute again. Black Dragon Shattered Heart. The heart of... That went away way too fast for me to read. Oh, Mage Girl, do you have something to say? Sounds of the witch that blashed us now. Her face becomes pale after a quick glance at Ash Hat's heart. Did he release the rune of annihilation himself? We have to go. His heart was the source of power for this world. With it gone, the realm will collapse. Go back to Cliffshire, the village of light. Oh, good. The world's going to collapse, but thankfully our little village is just fine. Oddly, no music for that. feel like there was supposed to be some type of thing there. Andy, it's good to see you again. Did you really defeat the leader of the Circle of the Black Dawn? I expected as much when I saw the realm collapse. No, that's not what happened. Successor finally defeated Ash Hat. The heart shattered, and that's when we realized that something that was bound with him had been set free. While we brought back a part of the remaining heart, the rune of annihilation bound inside vanished when he shattered his own heart. Okay. The heart was merely a vessel that housed it, keeping it from scattering. Now the vessel is broken and the ring disappeared. The force that once upheld the balance of the world we lost is once more spreading across the land. It's awakening somewhere out there. Okay. It's possible that the pieces of power have already found their way into the hands of demons. So if so, those who seek the fragments will be more cunning and more powerful than ever. Current success, you, me, the current successor, are capable of bringing the pieces back together. By gathering the rune pieces means taking on the full weight of that rune. Even so, I know you'll press on regardless. Then it seems our journey is far from over. Only by reclaiming the scattered pieces of the rune can we truly complete the succession. I'll do my part. I'll track the rune shards now scattered across the world so I can keep you moving forward. That's what I could do now. Adventure difficulty completed. Nightmare difficulty unlocked. Unlocked. Rune quenching. Okay. Unlocked. Craft mythic gear. Do what now? Do what now? Hanks, you're not mythic gear guy. All right, let's check our shops here real quick. Okay, general shop has nothing. I think we got to go to the special shop, which there is. I don't know why this has like a. It's like it's trying to show me that these things exist, but like I know they exist. All right, we can gamble if we want to. But let's go back inside here, which I think is where we're going to be able to do just like some nonsense. I'm curious now that we're in here. This is where the game starts at. And once you get to that one point I mentioned earlier, that was like a story beat, you can come back into this room, which gives you access to these people. What in the world is this? Randomly crafts one item from the mythic gear list. I do not have the blue fragments to do this. Okay, so these are all just very specific things, huh? All of the hunter's skills can be triggered by an overwhelming attack, even if they don't have barrier. Okay. Interesting. Wait, it's not upgrade mythic gear, it's just make mythic gear. This guy, okay, so this is seemingly all of the uniques in the game, and you can upgrade your stuff to, or legendary, sorry. You can upgrade them to legendary, but you have to have them unlocked. So, like, there's a lot more. I think I've just been seeing the same stuff. Maybe it is actually like, maybe they really took the Diablo 4 formula, and you don't actually unlock all the stuff till you get to certain nightmare difficulty levels and whatnot. There's a gambler over here. It's the same thing. You can dismantle your stuff that you don't want to use for resources to craft mythic gear. We'll figure that out later. I just want to see the darkness thing, how I decide how I activate that, you know, before I end this video. But like, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, this game is really sweet. I think it's a lot of fun. It's real good on handheld. Let's see. In here? There's a person up here, but she hasn't done anything for it. Damn it, talk to her. Not available yet. What do you mean not available yet? Like, what do I gotta do? I'm many hours in. So yeah, you change characters here. There's a Spellblade guy. This stuff, and then there's this guy who's just badass. I just haven't played yet. Big sword man, rage thing, but I want to try the new character. Oh, you know what? I bet it's right. I bet we choose it right here. Sure do. Okay, nightmare. So magic legendary items. Mythic items drop. Mythic item drop rate is increased. You can find different runes. Dropped item levels increased by 1. Number of annihilation crystals earned from defeating bosses increased by 1. Enemies' attacks go up by a lot. Okay. Oh, and you can decide how you upgrade it. So you could go player weakened. You can go stronger elites. You can go stronger bosses. Although it doesn't exactly say why. Oh, it does right here. We just have to do it this way. A nightmare stone drops. Okay, so there's like a bunch of stuff. All your resistances are decreased. That makes sense. Stronger enemies, bosses become stronger with new skills and patterns. All right. Oh, different bosses become stronger. I get it. So the later ones become rough. All right, that's pretty sick. You can do it that way. Well, I think this is great. I'm probably going to play a little bit more myself, just I want to try out the other difficulty and upgrade mythic gear and try out the other character, but I think it's a blast. I'll put a link to the description right now. It's in 1.0. Like, even if it's something to put on your wish list to grab on sale, it's definitely a good time. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Jeff out. Bye.